A plane filled with bricks of cocaine is being carried when the plane breakdowns and starts to go down. The runner Matthew re-sticks bricks in a few duffel sacks and endeavors to parachute out to rescue what he can. Tragically, he hits his head on the way out and falls to his passing. The drugs, duffel packs, and dead runner all arrive in Chattahoochee Oconee National Timberland. An enormous mother bear comes upon one of the bricks of the cocaine and eats it up, getting tall and forceful. Two explorers, Olaf and Elsa, are climbing joyfully through the woodland. They see the bear within the remove, acting unordinary. In spite of the fact that the climbers are charmed by the bear's bizarre behavior, they get frightened rapidly when the bear takes note them and approaches in an forceful mold. Olaf tries to prompt Elsa that individuals shouldn't escape from dark bears, but she doesn't tune in. The bear rapidly catches the escaping Elsa and rips her apart before a discouraged Olaf. Sometime recently the bear at that point takes after a passing butterfly into the woods, clearing out a blood-covered Olaf alone. In the interim, Medicaid boss Sid Beam Liotta meets with his fixer Dave O'Shea Jackson and says that he needs him to examine the plane crash and recuperate the drugs. He needs Dave to require his child Eddie Alden Ehrenreich as well. Eddie is taking the later passing of his spouse exceptionally difficult and Sid trusts that this travel will offer assistance Eddie get fixed out. Dave tries to cheer up his compatriot, but is unsuccessful. Sorry Carrie Russell, a single mother who lives close the woodland, talks to her youthful high school daughter Dee Dee Brooklyn Sovereign. Sorry had arranged to require Dee Dee to the woodland that end of the week to paint the waterfall. But she tells her girl that she instead wants to require Dee Dee to Nashville for the end of the week in conjunction with her modern boyfriend. Dee Dee says it's alright, but appears troubled. A criminologist named Weave Isaiah Whitlock Jr. listens around the plane crash and the dead runner. Knowing that the bootlegger is connected to Sid whose operation he has been exploring, Bounce chooses to go to the woodland to explore. He clears out his brand modern pooch with his colleague Reba Ioala Savvy and takes off for the woodland. The another morning, Dee Dee skips school to go to the woodland with her best companion Henry Christian Convery so that she can paint the falls at any rate. Whereas going down the way, they discover a brick of cocaine. The kids open it up and indeed eat a handful sizable chunks of it. Pulled into the scent of the cocaine, the bear rises from the woods and chases after the children. Woodland officer Liz Margot Martindale is putting on lipstick and favor aroma in expectation of seeing neighborhood natural life master Dwindle Jesse Tyler Ferguson. The equipped officer strolls into the gift shop to discover a nearby young punk nicknamed Vest J.B. Moore who is shoplifting at the time. Vest is able to sweet conversation his way out of inconvenience. Dee Dee's school calls Sorry to tell her that Dee Dee is missing. Sorry derives that Dee Dee must have snuck off to the woodland and takes after her there. Sorry goes to the officer's station to inquire for offer assistance, hindering Liz's teases with Diminish. In spite of the fact that Liz tries to chase Sorry off, Dwindle concurs to assist Sorry out and the three go off into the woods. Liz conjectures that Dee Dee may have been seized by nearby teens who have been robbing individuals within the woodland. Dave and Eddie make it to the timberland and they halt so Dave can utilize the restroom. There, the pack of high schoolers, Vest, Pigtail Leo Hannah and Kid Aaron Occasion, walk in on Dave and attempt to mug him. Dave beats up the kids although one of them oversees to cut him within the bear amid the battle. As Liz, Diminish and Sorry go through the woodland, they discover a brick of cocaine within the underbrush. Dwindle picks it up to investigate when they at that point listen a scared Henry calling for offer assistance. They see Henry covering up in a tree and claiming a bear tried to slaughter him. Liz and Diminish giggle at his claims, when the bear develops from the woods and hammers Liz taking a nibble out of her butt. Sorry oversees to stow away whereas Diminish climbs another tree. Diminish opens the brick to discover the cocaine interior and it spills all over him. The natural life master blames Henry of bolstering cocaine to the bear, which he denies. The bear starts climbing a tree to urge to Henry, whereas Liz limps off to get a few help at the officer's station, abandoning everybody else. The bear nearly comes to Henry when it smells the cocaine on dwindle. It disregards the child and climbs down Henry's tree to run over to Peter's tree. Liz makes it back to the officer's station where she finds Vest and Pigtail scouring it. Overlooking the youngsters, she calls for an rescue vehicle. The bear before long appears up at the cabin and tries to induce in. Liz tells Pigtail to open the front entryway so she can shoot it. Being harmed and an awful shot, Liz ends up incidentally shooting Pigtail within the head and slaughtering him in step. The bear at that point breaks through a window, destroying Vest. Bounce arrives at the timberland and goes to the structure. He finds the duffel pack of cocaine hidden on the roof of the structure and starts attempting to find a way onto the roof. In the meantime, an concealed shooter moreover arrives at the woodland. Two emergency vehicle drivers arrive at the officer's station to discover Pigtail dead on the floor, communicating shock since Liz detailed the occurrence as a concussion. One EMT goes to Liz, who is scarcely cognizant, on the floor, and the other opens a door to a closet from which blood is leaking out. Interior the closet, the EMT finds the bear biting on Vest's beheaded head. The bear lurches at the EMT and pins him beneath the closet entryway. The unpinned EMT oversees to drag Liz onto a gurney and into the emergency vehicle. Kid and Eddie bond on the way to the structure, with Kid making a difference. Eddie discover a degree of closure, almost his dead spouse. As the trio arrive, they are trapped by Sway, who is stuck on the roof of the structure with the duffel sack of cocaine. He climbed a tree and bounced onto the roof of the structure, but has no way to urge off. In the meantime, Dee Dee stirs within the bear's cave with an harmed leg. She sees she is in there with two whelps, who are eating cocaine out of a duffel pack that their mother brought back to the cave. Cutting back to the structure, the bear at long last stirs and starts threatening everybody on the ground. Bob takes a brick of cocaine out of the duffel and tosses it into the woods, so the bear chases after it. Kid runs absent, but the rest stay. Suddenly, Bounce is shot by the puzzle attacker. Sid strolls up and uncovers himself as the shooter. Reba uncovers that she is furtively working for Sid. Henry and Sari bump into Olaf and he is able to assist them track down the bear cave. Olaf leaves them there and they go in and are rejoined with Dee Dee. Hearing a commotion at the front of the cave and expecting it is the bear, they take after the whelps out of a back entrance. The back entrance dead closes on a cliff behind the waterfall. In reality, the disturbance they listened at the entrance were Sid and his group. They go interior the cave and see bricks of cocaine and take after it to the back entrance, but for Reba, who, not needing to entice Destiny, clears out them to go back to her car. The criminals bump into Sari and the kids at the waterfall and Sid debilitates to murder them. Dave and Eddie at last stand up to Sid and a standoff results. Sometime recently the standoff is settled, the bear returns and assaults. Sari snatches the kids and bounced off the cliff into the water underneath. Eddie and Dave take after before long after, although Dave is brushed by a bullet when Sid shoots at the bear. Sid shoots the bear a few times and it apparently passes on. However, as Sid tries to gather the bricks of cocaine himself, he tears open a pack. The cocaine falls onto the bear and revives it. All the others survived the waterfall hop and Sari nurture patches up Dave. They return to the officer's station to discover Reba holding up there. She tells them all to urge out of there and she will cover their tracks. Reba also gives Bob's dog to Eddie, who promises to live distant better. The film closes with concealed explorers taking a picture of the bear and her whelps. The three bears take note the explorers and assault. Content on the screen notes that there may still be bricks of cocaine within the forest to this exceptionally day.
What's it eating?